Okay, so this is my review of the Ovation Winter Mitten. It is currently in the negatives Fahrenheit here in Michigan, and we're preparing for a snowstorm to come in tonight and then tomorrow. So I've had these for about a week now, and they've been tested pretty well in the cold weather. Like sub 20, me going out doing chores, also riding where my hands aren't necessarily gonna be warm, whereas with chores, if I'm like moving around, tossing and scooping poop, usually my fingers can warm up anyway. So these mittens, you see they are a riding mitten. They've got your little lobster claw there. They say they're waterproof. So far, that seems to be the case whenever I've filled up water buckets. Any splashing doesn't really penetrate at all and get my fingers wet. Any dampness that occurs is actually due to my hands and my fingers sweating, which I guess is a good thing. But I don't like how that makes the liner inside try to pull out inside out when I take them off when I get back into the house. Interestingly, so you have a double cuff here, if I can get a better. So there's a cuff here and then a softer knit cuff on the inner side, and then there's a Velcro adjustment on the wrist. Inside the liner, so this is a mitten, but the liner is a glove. So each of your fingers are in like a flannel type glove. I think that's what it is based on the touch. So I kind of don't like that because I would prefer to be able to like layer with my own glove, like have this be lined as a mitten, and then if I want to add extra oomph, put on a glove. I have, however, despite this not being my favorite feature, I have been able to wear my back on track glove liners with this mitten. It was kind of a tight fit, but I was able to get it on, and I have giant monster hands. There is a size up, so if you want to layer like that, you probably should size up for that, in keeping in mind that there is a glove inner liner on these mittens. The grip is really good. I've ridden in them once so far and did a really, really fast lead line lesson today for a very determined 12-year-old. And my hands were warm, especially with the lead line lesson because I was out in the wind. It was blocking the wind. It was keeping my hands warm. And what I like about it is that it does insulate really well. So once I am moving and doing barn chores and working around, the heat that my body generates does get trapped with these. So it keeps my fingers nice and toasty. In fact, I'm holding my phone in a bare hand, as obviously this is off. And it is still warm from all the heat that I was able to insulate into my hand. Now right now I'm in my tech room, so it's really enclosed. But it's been pretty good, and I've been able to handle hay bales with it. I can do these double-ended snaps in this mitten. It's a little awkward, but I can do it. Obviously, using using my muck fork isn't an issue, and pretty much handling most things. The fine stuff, it's, you don't have as much dexterity as you would with a thin glove, but it does keep your fingers warm. And wow, you can see the heat like rising off of my head. I've been out here cleaning the barn and getting it ready for a snowstorm, so I'm generating a lot of heat right now. But yeah, so I would really recommend these. They have been keeping my fingers warm even in below 0 Fahrenheit temperatures. So that is pretty fantastic. I have Raynaud's. I struggled last winter to keep my fingers warm, and I just bought these, and I am loving them so much, so much, so much, so much. So anyway, yeah, hooray! These actually work for me.